Hey, so amazing. You see how they playing? Live wire, it's all about sports and entertainment. You don't wanna miss it, so official like you never seen. Keep it going till the whistle blowing from the referee. Everything from highlights and stats. You know that we gotta run it back, whether on the field or the court. You know that this is where it's at. Subscribe, no delaying. This is Live Wire, sports and entertainment. Let's go.
What's good, everyone? Welcome to another edition of Live Wire Sports Media. So, with the draft last night, the main emphasis for the Indiana Fever was being defense, opportunities, and athletic ability. And the three players that they picked last night brought all of that. But one of them stands out more than all, even though I like Bree Hall as well. But MaKayla Timpson fit the whole bill what the Indiana Fever wants to do. Because the fact of the matter is, she has the same thing that we signed Bree Turner for. Now, whether Bree Turner makes the roster, that's going to be pretty interesting to see. Because when she got signed, a lot of us had reserves for it. We didn't. A lot of us thought the Fever messed up free agency by signing her, but nevertheless, the Indiana Fever stuck to their plan, regardless of what they have heard or had the whines and complaints. They stuck to their plan, and they making sure that they surround Leah Boston, they surround Caitlin Clark, they surround Kelsey Mitchell with athletic scoring and defense ability. Because the thing about it is, to have transition offense, you have to have a great defense to stop transition as well, and you have to be able to block shots, rebound under the rim. Now, MaKayla Timpson fits the bill perfectly. To me, I think her size would be way greater than Bree Turner. To be honest with you, I think Bree Turner she could be that shot blocker as well. But the fact of the matter is, will the Fever keep her? And the Fever have a lot of decisions because Bree Turner and Sig Holston took up a lot of salary cap. And also not to mention that they had to buy out Katie Lou Samuelson. No thanks to Lynn Dunn, to mess this all up because you giving away bad contracts. Just imagine what the Fever could have really do in free agency if they didn't have that contract, that buyout. That it would have made things a whole lot easier. But so nevertheless, but Bree Turner took today to address the media and talked about how you know, she feels about coming to Indiana and looking to play with Natasha Howard and also Caitlin Clark. Take a listen.
So, MaKayla, I know you've been happy to go to any team, to get in the WNBA, but how much better is it that you get to go to the Fever with Natasha Howard already there? Have you talked to her yet? Has she reached out? And how much better does that make it that you got someone you already know who's going to be there?
Oh yeah, I mean she reached out to me yesterday, and we always been talking, and she told me like earlier last year that she wanted to play with me, and this was before she went to the Fever. So I mean, I guess she's spoken into existence, but yeah, we've been talking, and she's been giving me a lot of pointers, and I'm just super excited to be with someone who I know.
This is also kind of cool that you get just little Caitlin Clark as well.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be pretty cool. I mean, she's a great point guard. She set the tone for the league last year. She had an incredible rookie season, so I'm just excited to play with her as well.
What can Fever fans expect from your game?
I would say, just a lot of fun things. Hopefully I can go in there and block a lot of shots. And just do the things that I did here. To a perfection, like just blocking shots, rebounds, and just defending, being a great teammate, and just working hard.
Okay, it's been
I love her attitude. I really love her attitude, how she answered the question. Very thoughtful, mindful. And trust me, one thing about Caitlin Clark, even when she played at Iowa, she loves her bigs to run the floor. And that's so important with this team because you have a tall person like Bree. You have a tall person like MaKayla. You have a tall person like DeWanna. You also have Natasha Howard as well. Then you got Dantes, who went through a transformation this off season. If you ain't checked out that video, please do so. She looking good. Aaliyah Boston, we want her to be able to run the floor. I think she will be able to do it. I just, I feel like this team is put together the right way. This is how you build a team. You address every issue that you have. Because one thing I'm looking at it right now, because I've been paying a little bit more attention to this today, and this is probably why I wanted to do this video. The one thing about this team is that you got to understand Lexi Hall contract expires next season. Rather they, excuse me, rather they keep her, rather they keep her and sign her back or core her, I don't know. Maybe they stash away Bree Hall and say, hey, we could keep Sophie, we could keep either Lexi. Depends on how Lexi play. Lexi might want to test the free agent market. She might want to go play closer to home. Who knows? But there's a lot of questions that have to be answered because Bree Hall could take either Lexi or Sophie Cunningham's spot. I think they will keep Sophie Cunningham. I think they will have to figure out if they want to risk paying Lexi Hall money because if you find a way to keep Bree and you keep MaKayla to me, I feel like a lock on this roster. Bree Hall and Yvonne M. She they're gonna be the ones battling out along with Jalen Brown and the other girl that we have a training camp. So, but me personally, I love what the Fever has done in the off season. Yeah, the only one questionable mark is Bree Turner. But if Bree Turner comes in, keep her head in the game and play and stay off of social media, I think it's a great fit. A great, excuse me, I think it's a great fit. And to be honest with you, that I think MaKayla gonna come in there. She's gonna work. I think she's gonna come in there. Outwork a lot of them because I think she has that temperament of playing hard. Any person that averaged 17 points, almost 18 points, and 10 rebounds a game, a double game, that's crazy. And you averaging almost 3 block shots. Just imagine this. Just imagine her coming in. Just imagine her coming in and saying, oh, well, let me run the floor. Because if she runs the floor well, you already know that she's going to get easy buckets. And it's going to be easy transition for the Indiana Fever. Now, let me go back for a little bit. Because remember when the free agency came and we already talked about this core situation, and we was wondering if the Indiana Fever was going to keep Timmy Finley. But when Timmy Finley got poached by the Golden State Valkyries, then it was kind of like, okay, who are we gonna get to replace her? That was the $1 million question. But that was the $1 million question. And the fact of the matter is that the Indiana Fever couldn't find a replacement at the time. And then we kept wondering. We had all these names that was coming out and we reported on it. But then at the end of the day, Bree Turner shows up. And like I said, some Fever fans has reserves for her, and some of us will say, hey, give her a chance. So with that being said, I think MaKayla, if Bree don't make it, MaKayla gets her spot. And then you think about it, DeWanna Bonner is a little bit older too, and you don't want her to play long minutes. So you got somebody that could come in and take at least 8 or 10 minutes away from DeWanna Bonner, and still the Fever be able to execute their game plan. They have a lot of rotation, a lot of rotation. It's going to be interesting to see this, how it plays out in training camp in a few weeks. But now, there was also video circulating around Twitter, around X, about Dominique Malonga dunking. So I had to retweet MaKayla Timpson's video as well, because not only she could block shots and she could score, but she's a very good athlete and she can dunk. Take a look. Now that's pretty cool. Now, to me, if that happened, that was to happen in a game, one of the FIFA games, man, don't you know how electric this place will be? Especially if she do it on a home on or away game. You know, she get a fast break and she gets up and dunk it in. Man, the crowd will go wild. It will go so wild and everything. But like I say, I do believe that the Indiana Fever hit on this draft what they need. You know, we was talking about who's going to replace Caitlin Clark. I mean, not replace Caitlin. Who's going to back up Caitlin Clark? They brought in Sid Colston. Then it was like, okay, who's, you know, if something happened to Sid, who's going to back it up, back her up? But nonetheless, I have trust in the Fever organization because they have done pretty much everything they set out to do, everything they pretty much set out to address in this draft, because you need athletic players. You need great rim runners. You need great players to understand how to move. Now, I'm sure when the season come and everything like that, this roster will be constructed the way it needs to be. But I don't make no mistake about it that MaKayla is going to, she's going to be on this roster. I just want to see her play. I'm ready to see her play. I'm ready to see her get it. I'm ready to see her outwork Bree Turner. This should put a fire under Bree Turner, to be honest with you. Because the way MaKayla is, the way she's scoring rebounds, that's what we was hoping from Alyssa Smith last year. And she was getting worked under the board so badly by other players. I mean, even when I see that game against the Sky and Angel, the way Angel Reese dogged Alyssa Smith out, man, I'll be like, you couldn't do that to a person that's very athletic. And we got somebody in there that's very athletic to block shots. Like I said, we addressed everything that we needed to address. And I feel like at the end of the day, the Fever is going to continue to grow because next year is going to be very pivotal because everybody's going to be a free agent. And I'm wondering who they're going to keep, who they're going to sign, and everything like that. But I also, like I said before, Bree Hall is a question right now because I don't know if they're going to, I mean, if they like Bree Hall enough, they could find a way to stash her, you know, or I don't know. It's just going to be interesting to do. I mean, interesting to see. But like I said before, I like MaKayla. I watched a lot of ACC basketball, and I ain't gonna lie. I was looking at Tanaya Latson so much that I didn't really pay no attention to MaKayla. But MaKayla got my attention now, and now that she's part of the FIVA organization, it's going to be something beautiful to see because I feel like she's going to come in and work hard. And now she has a great mentor in Natasha Howard because they went to the same university, so that's going to be even special too to see how Natasha groomed her. Because you got to think about this too. Natasha Howard might not be on this roster next year. She might not be on the roster. That's a spot that MaKayla could occupy, you know. So, but if they win a championship, we'll have to see how it plays out. So, I mean, DeWanda Bonner might win a championship and say, hey, that's it for me. I'm going to hang it up. She don't want to play no more. She got what she wanted. Then you got somebody like MaKayla is ready to step in full time. And then, like I said, she is pretty decent, pretty decent 3-point shooter as well. So people say she can't stretch the floor, but when you have Cece on the court, she takes a lot of that attention away from you. So you're going to have opportunities to score from the outside. And once she gets them open looks and she knocks it down, it's going to be really hard to deal with her, deal with the team in a whole as well. So, but that's my thoughts on MaKayla and everything. I just want to reiterate and recover it a little bit more because I feel like the Fever did hit on this draft. Now, ESPN and Sinead Umake, they gave the Fever A+ of what they have done in free agency and in the draft. So it's what it is. It's ESPN. So at the end of the day, you know what it is. But until the next episode, like, comment, subscribe. Live Wild Sports, and I'm out.
Hey, so amazing. You see how they playing? Live wire, it's all about sports and entertainment. You don't want to miss it, so official like you never seen. Keep it going till the whistle blowing from the referee. Everything from highlights and stats. You know that we gotta run it back. Whether on the field or the court, you know that this is where it's at. Subscribe, no delaying. This is Live Wire. Sports and entertainment. Let's go.